Hello, friends. So, Bible study, the NIV, Romans, chapter 3. We're going to be starting at verse 9 and taking it through 31. There's two different parables in here. This first one is called No One is Righteous. This is a letter from Paul to people of faith, really. He's basically talking to Jews he's trying to convert to Christianity. This was written in 50 CE. No one is righteous is what it is called. What shall we conclude then? Are we any better? No, not at all. We have already made the charge that Jews and Gentiles alike are under sin, as it is written. And this portion's here. This all comes from Psalms. There is no one righteous, not even one. There is no one who seeks, no one who understands, no one who seeks God. All have turned away. They have together become worthless. There is no one who does good, not even one. Their throats are open graves. Their tongues practice deceit. The poison of vipers is on their lips. Their mouths are full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Ruin and misery mark their ways, and the way of peace they do not know. There is no fear of God before their eyes. Now we know that whatever the law says, it says to those who are under the law, so that every mouth may be silenced and the whole world be accountable to God. Therefore, no one can be declared righteous in his sight by observing the law. Rather, through the law, we have become conscious of sin. He's kind of saying the law tells us where this is what sin is, conscious of sin. Not just following the law makes one not sin, is what he's trying to say, because sin comes from what's in your heart, what your intentions towards other people is. Righteousness through faith. Verse 21. But now a righteousness from God apart from the law has been made known, to which the law and the prophets testify. This righteousness from God comes through the faith in Jesus Christ to all who believe. There is no difference, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, and are justified freely by his grace through redemption that came by Christ Jesus. God presented him as a sacrifice of atonement through faith in his blood. Remember, there were always two ritualistic animal sacrifices. They're saying Jesus means we don't need to sacrifice animals anymore. He did this to demonstrate in his justice, because in his forbearance he had left the sins committed beforehand unpunished, he being God. He did it to demonstrate his justice at the present time. So as to be just, and one who justifies those who have faith in Jesus. Where then is boasting? Is it excluded? On what principle? On that of observing the law? No, but on that of faith. For we maintain that a man is justified by faith apart from observing the law. Is God the God of the Jews only? Is he not the God of the Gentiles too? That's a big question, because in the Judaism club, no, he's not. Which is, why Paul is in Rome, because they want to kill him for saying these things. Yes, of the Gentiles too. Since there is only one God, who will justify the circumcised by... Since there is only one God, who will justify the circumcised by faith and the uncircumcised through that same faith? Do we then nullify the law by this faith? Not at all. Rather, we uphold the law. Sorry, somebody that I don't know is trying to call. So he's like, how many gods do you believe in? If you only believe there's one God, then there's going to be that one God for all people. If you believe the Jewish people have their own God, and your God won't like anybody else, then those people have to have their own God. So it's kind of like your argument doesn't even work. It's one God for all people. And even, we need to be conscious of what we're doing. Because any law that exists anywhere, because we're reactionary people and we always have been, is usually there because somebody did something that felt like it should be illegal, and then we made a law about it. So remember that laws are the minimum. They're the minimum we're supposed to give at any one day. They're not like the maximum. They're not the ultimate. And all of us has the capacity for sin within our heart. Whether or not we give into it or what we do, if we give into it, if we do anything, that's a choice we're making in that moment. So as we go about the world today, to quote somebody I know I speak to frequently, let's all make good choices about how we treat ourselves and others.